So the subject today, what I'm going to talk about is basically 3 ways to get off the advertorial. Like the advertorial is cool, but there's other. I just kind of want to give you ideas so you can kind of like jog your creativity a little bit, and you can test out other stuff, because the way this came about was, I told you guys I was the copywriter for this, pretty big company, and one of the things they asked me to do was like, hey, we don't want to be on this advertorial anymore. Can you beat it? So, so that was like, it's like every affiliate knows the advertorial is that's the stuff, But, so I started testing different things, and what I found was that one of the most important things that I learned was that when your campaign stops being profitable because you ran too much volume to it, and that's like a nice problem to have, but like eventually you'll get to a point where stuff stops being profitable. In this case, we didn't have an option to say, okay, let's run something else. Instead, let's change the product. We had to keep selling the same product. We just had to get more creative in terms of like, sparking the interest again in different ways. So I'm gonna show you like 3. It's pretty simple. 3 types of landing pages that I've done that have completely destroyed the advertorial. So you can try them. I'll walk you through them, explain how you can do them yourself. So the first one I'll talk about, this is a quiz, and I don't know if you guys ever tried doing a quiz, but it's super, super simple. And when I first started doing this, I was kind of boggled at how this converted into a sale. I was like, how is this even, like, that makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense. So this is an offer that, this is like my own company that I did some tests on this, and this was the most profitable landing page that we tested. And the quiz is, we're selling rings. And, does your birthstone have magical powers, right? And I'll walk you guys through it just to kind of like explain the mindset that goes. So super, like we start just putting them in a certain mood, and like which images appeal the most. And you can apply this in literally anything. But so we're just, okay, I want this. You want love, health, peace, money in your life? I want money. Which quality do you value the most? Optimism. Which of these shapes best represents you? A heart. What month were you born in? May. What's your lucky number? Number 7. I prefer movies. And then, so this, like the other ones were kind of just, it's just making them think a little bit and just kind of like raising the engagement. And then we start to actually get into jewelry, which is what we were selling. So it's like, wearing gems makes me feel exotic. And then that's it. Then what we do is like we put the offer here, and we make them feel like they won something. So congratulations, you just won. Your birthstone offers you protection, and you just won a free extra necklace. And then below that we give them the result. And so I'll talk a little bit about the psychology of why I think this works. And like what we're doing here is basically engaging the customer a lot more. Like the percentage of people that are completing the quiz is very, very high. It's like from people that landed on the page to completion, it's 75%. So it's really, really, really high engagement. And you know, we tested different quizzes. So what we're doing is basically, we tested this in diet. It's done well in diet as well. And it just, I guess, a little disclaimer. We've tested this with guys, and it never works with guys. Like, guys, just if you're selling to guys, yeah, that's like, for some reason, guys just, they will leave hateful comments on Facebook and not complete the quiz. So for women kind of love this kind of stuff, and we literally doubled our conversion rate with a ton of volume using quizzes. So I'll show you guys how to create a quiz. It's super easy. There's this website called qssr.com. It's free. So you can go on and create your own quiz. And it's super simple, and like, you know, the algorithm, the software is pretty cool. You can actually, you can customize the answers that anybody is going to get depending on, you know, like you can customize the result. The outcome is what they call it, based on what anybody's answering. So, you know, if somebody is like saying that they're not interested in losing weight, then you're going to give them a different response, and like that somebody that's already saying that they want to lose weight, for example. You know, and this software is amazing. We've used it to make a ton of money, so I really, really recommend it. And what I do is I basically like create the quiz, and then it gives you like an embed, and then I use ClickFunnels to embed it into a page with a logo here. And it literally takes the whole thing from beginning to end. Takes about, I don't know, 30 minutes. The hardest part is really just, the hardest part is the images. It's just like finding all these images. I mean, we have tested no images versus images. And images do way better. So, like, I mean, their layout looks nice, you know, and it's super engaging. So, and a lot of it is because we're using like vibrant colors in the pictures and asking them about their personality. So, personality stuff, quizzes, highly, highly recommend it. And literally, it's just. This is my go-to sometimes instead of an advertorial, because I already know this. In a lot of verticals, this will beat it consistently. So yeah, that's one of them. I don't know if there's any questions regarding the quiz. Yeah?
Oh, sorry. Would this be good for like, you know, say you're running like jewelry on like a Shopify store for women?
Yeah,
like
that's
that
exactly what we were using.
Crush it, you think, with that?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, thank you.
You had a question, right?
So, you know, you're asking these various questions, and then they get to the end. Is how much of that is sculpted to the response to those questions, or do you basically ignore those? You know, where responses don't matter that much. Maybe it's just their birth date that matters. Or how personalized do you?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. You know, it really depends. But yeah, in this case, the the birth date is really the deciding thing. Like, that's the only thing that really matters.
Okay.
And another thing that we did was just, we were literally assigning you give it like certain weight to the answers towards a certain outcome.
Sure.
And that's and we did it like the proper way. This one in particular is kind of like, it's kind of cheating, and people were saying that in the comments, but it was still working. Because it was like, yeah, of course, you're putting in the month. So that was the giveaway. But yeah, we do like the full thing. We do like legit, like, I mean, of course, it's like a game, right? There's no, like, the answers are all made up. There's no real way to know if you are vanilla scent or whatever,
Yeah, but you got 8 questions, and you could potentially have a lot of different combinations of someone answering those 8 questions.
Yeah, I mean, you basically are just assigning weight to the answers that matter.
So how many results can you set up, so to speak?
We try to set up 7.
7.
So, I mean, 4 to 7 results, depending. I mean, we've done as little as 2.
No, I mean at the end, how many various places can you take that person? Limit?
So there's just 1 result per person. They would have to take the quiz again.
No, but let's say this person was a May, but their other responses were so different. Could you potentially set up various?
Yeah, you can set it up that way. For this case, we didn't.
Right.
But usually we do. Usually, like, it would not matter. It would not be all depending on 1 question.
So you could put up. Is there any limit how many, places that they go to?
No, you can. I think you can create in the dozens or even hundreds.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Thanks.
there's no limitation to that, but at the end of the day, I don't think you need more than maybe a dozen or I don't know what you have in mind, but yeah, I think that about a dozen would be more than enough. And I guess
I have a couple questions. So how did this do compared to the advertorial? What was the performance gain? Was it like 50% better or?
No, it was over 100%.
Wow. Okay.
With a ton of volume.
How much is the jewelry that you're selling? Like, how much are these rings that you're selling? Are they?
Oh, these are about $80.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did this also increase your average cart value?
No, it's about the same.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the average cart value is 1 item. So
Just 1 item? Okay, for that?
yeah.
Okay.
So it didn't really do any more because, I mean, if you really think about it, we're telling them, get this one, we get this ring, get this gemstone, and so that's the one that they're getting usually. Another thing well, actually, I'm kind of skipping over one of the most important things, but the most important thing is the structure for this. This is literally it. So this is what's going to make or break your quiz. We always want to give them something, at the end. And we've ran this before with email captures. And it works really, really well. So for anything physical, this is an amazing flow, like physical products, and a lot of different types of products. You would just claim my free necklace and then do an email capture. That's initially how we had it, and that did really well. Actually, the email capture outperformed this one initially. So okay, so that's one thing, right? Like this section, super important. You always want to have an offer there. So like, for example, teeth whitening, the offer is that you're getting 75% off. You want to have something that I think that also the reason why this works is because it makes them feel like they earned it. Like they all of a sudden earned their free necklace. So I think, I don't know for sure, but I think that's a big part of it. It makes it a lot more real, and that's why also the email capture did better, because it's like you have to enter your email to claim that. We're not just going to give it to anybody. So that's one big part of it, and also this, like, we start off with, we give them the result, and then we give them like a bit of, like a bit of their personality, and it's sort of, it's made up, but it's based on what they're answering. And then we keep, the call to action. It's super important. But we basically transition them from the result into the call to action. So we say like, blah, 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 you're concerned with all aspects of the mind, you love to teach others, you consistently seek new mentors, friends, and colleagues, and then pearls are your birthstone, and they align extremely well with your personality. And we're like, are you ready to find the most beautiful rings? And we started like kind of getting them into the actual rings. And to me, to be honest, it still blows my mind that this works. That's why it's so crazy. It's kind of, you would never think that this would outsell an advertorial, but it does. And I don't know why, I just use it. And I wanted to share it with you guys. So we keep pretty much here below. It's the same. Yeah, and the result. Yeah, we keep we keep it kind of like short. It doesn't even have to be that long. We've tested it where I did very long result, and shorter is better. Any questions regarding the quiz? Yeah.
Have you tested this technique on other products or services? Because
Yeah,
it lends itself well, I think, to jewelry, but like, how would it work, say, for teeth whitener or some?
For diet, it worked better than an advertorial. Okay. Yeah. So it's
And what are some of the kinds of things that you ask, like to
like what do you eat? What's your breakfast? And then you put a picture of like an empty plate. You put a picture of like a waffle. You put a picture of a bunch of eggs and bacon and that kind of stuff. And then like, how many meals a day do you eat? And then you have, that just tells you their metabolism. And yeah, it's sort of geared to their metabolism. Yeah. Can't believe I'm giving this stuff away, actually.
Wait. Can you click through for us and show us where this actually goes? Like, does this go to a sales page, or does it go right to like a Shopify
this goes to the
product
homepage,
or?
Yeah, this goes to the homepage.
You wouldn't send them to like specifically the ring you just showed them in the
I
picture?
tested it, and it did worse.
Really? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I tested sending them directly, but I think that the homepage, there's a lot of pictures, and it looks better, and then sending them direct, so it just didn't. It didn't.
Whatever
really,
works, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a software or some type of program that you use to put this together? Do you
Yeah, I just mentioned it.
okay.
It's QSSR.
Okay.
That's the one I use.
Wizard. Sweet.
Yeah, I have like the paid version, but the free version does, it's pretty much the same. It's got a couple things that you take out. But yeah, this is the one I use. Okay, moving on from the quiz. Everybody good? Okay, cool. So this one I already showed it, but I want to. This is actually the original for me. The original, like this is my go-to. Like with the quiz and these two are like consistently outperforming any advertorial for me. And this was actually the one that I cracked the advertorial for the first time. So I'll kind of like walk over how I build these pages. Yeah, so the way I do it is I kind of section it out by, so I try to keep like, okay, so as I mentioned before, it's all under one emotional theme, right? Like it's like, you know, depending what it is, right? But in each section, I try to focus on different things. So the one, I'll actually use the other one, the flashlight one. I'll kind of walk over this. So the video is the thing that's selling here. You know, this is like the biggest selling point in this section right here. So we love videos, and we're again targeting family in the video, like being safe, finding any intruders, you know, feeling safe outdoors. This video was one of the things that we did that just added it and took it to the next level. Secure the inside of your home. Yeah? Yeah. If I produce the video, yes. We edited, well, no, I'm sorry. Produce is a big word. We cut it. We cut it and we edited it ourselves. Okay. But it was footage from all over the place.
Yeah, but you created the video.
Yeah, we created it. You know, for extreme sports. And what's the other one? I think there's one more. Emergency flat tires, yeah. So, you know, it's all geared to safety. Again, we're like very focused, safety. And now we throw in some features and the 75% off. So that's how we're focusing on, you know, like the main emotion. That's just driving it home. Now, we tested different headlines. For some reason, and I've been testing this ever since, for some reason, controversial is like magical. Like using the word controversial, just like it has some sort of magical power that makes people want to buy stuff. I don't know why. But yeah, we were trying like military man creates flashlight to keep his family safe or whatever. But like, yeah, this one definitely outperformed it. Just the controversial thing really was the winner. But again, we're just focusing, we're keeping it super clean and just focusing on a couple things, but being very specific about what we're focusing on. Because I showed this to someone else, friend of mine, and he was showing me his land. The reason I bring it up is because he was showing me his versions of these landers. And it's kind of like just all over the place, you know, and there's sort of a method to the madness. Yeah, so here we start kind of bringing in the family point. You know, like you never know when you're going to need one. And that's, you know, it's true. You always want to have some flashlights. I actually sell myself sometimes, to be honest. I have these flashlights now at home. I was like, I went to this sort of like a festival in Vegas, and I'm like, I'm taking my flashlight with me, which it never before would have done anything like that. But yeah, so yeah, like we start throwing in, and also another thing to note, no calls to action here. Like you see how there's nothing here? That's on purpose because we've done call to action at the very top, and it just people click through, but they don't buy. So we want to start putting, we want to get them at least somewhat engaged and start putting in the calls to actions in the second thing. And this is still pretty small, you know. This one is a link, and this one is a link, but that's it. We want to keep them moving. Okay, so here we do family, right? The most important thing, keeping your family safe, being safe, safety. This one, we start getting into a little bit of like how indestructible it is. And we had a video, we have this video here, but the video was not being watched at all because we already have a video on the top. So it was like too much. So we turn them into GIFs. So that's like, by the way, the most amazing tip I can give you right now for these. Don't like grab the video, crop the part that illustrates a point and just do the GIF. And there's a GIF from video. I'll show you the software that I use. Let me see. Yeah, this. It's super, super awesome. It has tons of options. You can crop it. You can make it faster. You can make it slower. You can do all sorts of stuff. So, I mean, you can just Google it, but this is the one I use because there's multiple search results. easygif.com. All right, where was I? All right, yeah, so took the video out, put a GIF instead, outperformed it. And now we start, notice how this call to action is a little bigger. Then, a little bit of social proof. In this case, we wanted to make people feel, we want to make them feel badass. It's like, yeah, like, it's kind of like the army uses it. It's official, and people just love that. So we hit that there, and also we put this this like insane video. This has actually got a lot of hate because what I did there was I found this YouTube video. I YouTubed the most powerful flashlight in the world, the brightest flashlight in the world. So this guy is like holding a giant thing like this, but you can't really tell. So I edited it out, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's a flashlight. So yeah, that's no comment about that. But so yeah, that worked. I mean, because I saw the reason I did it was because I'll blame it on other affiliates. Everybody was like saying, the picture of the bear. I don't know if you guys saw this. Like, it was all over the place. Just like make a bear, like blind a bear or whatever. So I was like, yeah, this will blind you too. Yeah. So now we started getting into a little bit more calls to action, and again, military. Since that worked, we're driving it home. Like, it's classified equipment in the military. And then I actually did this video myself. This is my tattoo. I basically, that's the advantage of actually buying the stuff that you're gonna promote. That you can. I did a lot of stuff for ads with the flashlight, and then this part, because I couldn't find anywhere where it showed how it's waterproof. So I just did it myself. Yeah, so, just driving home, like, all right, this thing is waterproof, so it's not gonna let you down in the rain and all that stuff. It's gonna make you feel safe. Now, some testimonials that I took from the other original landing page that the offer had. And now, and this is funny. But so one of the things that I did, you'll like this, we did a lot of multivariate testing on this kind of page, and this is crazy, because, it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. They're both going to the same page, but people will always claim that. It will always, claim their discount, and it increases conversions. So we give them two options. You can buy it now, or you can claim your 75% discount. So it makes it more real. It's like, okay, I choose this option. And that's I don't know, it's like a weird trick, but it works. Actually, something that I didn't do here that I should have done that would have increased conversions even more for this page, I did it on this one. Always. I don't know how I missed it in the other one, but I always put this. This, we split tested with a ton of traffic in multiple pages. And this call to action at the bottom is absolutely essential for this kind of page, actually for any page. When they scroll down, and you want to make sure. So for example, in the way we did it in the advertorial is I had to recode it for mobile and I had to recode it for desktop because advertorials have 2 columns, right? So the other column gets to the bottom. That's how this came about. Because when you scroll in an advertorial, you go to the bottom on your phone and you see like the column at the bottom. So it doesn't make sense. And so me personally, and I guess a lot of people just kind of scroll to the bottom and that's it. Like you're like, all right, I'm not interested, or I am. So this thing is like, here it is, the offer summed up. Added to all your pages. It works really, really well. This created, big lifts on conversions. So proven in every single thing that I've done it. And test it on mobile. Make sure that it looks really nice. I guess that's side tip. Always look at your pages on mobile. And actually, for me, for most of the campaigns that I always run, they're always on, like, I would say 80% mobile. So it's almost like you need to be writing stuff, or you need to be like on your phone, checking it, how it looks, how it flows. That's a big, big part of what I do. Like, I'll repurpose the page to however I need to make sure that it makes sense. Not just like the desktop and it's responsive, and you just like, okay, all this stuff is there, it looks good. It's beyond that. Like the next step would be to make sure that it makes sense and that the calls to actions, that it's guiding them through like an experience. And that at the end, they're gonna be able to see something that's gonna sell, not just some bullshit links or some bullshit, I don't know, whatever it is, that was not meant to be there for the desktop version. So yeah. This is super important. And yeah, that's basically, in a nutshell, it's super short pages. These are like not that long, if you notice, but they've done really, really well for us. And this is, I don't really do advertorials that much at the moment. I mean, I'll try them, but I seem to do much better with this type of page. Yeah, so any questions about this? This is pretty clear, right? Or anybody has questions? Okay, cool. Moving on. So by the way, I do all of this now. I just use ClickFunnels for everything. So it's like so easy to do. So I highly recommend it. Now this one, this third page I want to show you, it's a very, very interesting page, and I feel like I need to tell you about it before I show you because it's really ugly. It's really ugly, but we ran this page, like literally blew through. So this page literally outperformed the other two. So it's ugly, but when it works, it's a bomb. It's like literally the most amazing thing ever. This is, to be honest, it's not the best example. I can't actually show you the one that I've seen literally generate millions of dollars because it's not mine to show. I would show it, as you see, like I show my stuff. But this is like a very, very similar version. So this is an offer that we were running for coffee, and it's super ugly. So it's like, this coffee has a secret. That's where you land. Okay, so I'll walk you through it, and then I'll explain how I came up with it. It's not a lot, so you guys will not believe me until you try it. But okay, this coffee has a secret. You can win an all-paid trip for 2 to many exotic locations just by drinking it. There was once a girl who loved to drink coffee and travel the world. She and her boyfriend were obsessed with finding the best tasting coffee from all the corners of the world. During their travel, they had some of the best times of their lives and found the finest coffee in the world. So they decided that they wanted to share their experience so others could taste amazing coffee and travel to great places. So they created Abahabra Coffee, premium high-end coffee that gives you the chance to win an all-paid trip in every bag. And so there, you've unlocked a mystery bonus. Click on the image to claim it. That's it. That is it. And this type of page, I call it I don't even know what to call it. It's like the story. It's a little fable, I guess. This type of page, I think it's very similar to what the quiz does, that it just creates engagement and it walks the customer through a process of discovery, and then at the end we want to give them something, so it's the same thing. And the way I write these is basically I'll just pull up a notepad and write 8 sentences that sum up a story of how the product came about, or some sort of interesting story angle, and that's it. And then at the end you give them a price or something free or a discount. And yeah, I've tested this. We launched this on another vertical, and it was I couldn't believe it, to be honest. I really couldn't believe it. The results. It was how this is so retardedly simple. This is so simple. Why are people buying this? But it works. So I'm actually gonna test it. Yeah.
What do you use as the creative that lands to this? Read the story or check out the story?
I mean, this coffee has a secret. Was the creator for this? It's just that's it. Same, the same opening thing. And we tested different ones, but you know what's funny? When we were split testing, it was the creative sometimes didn't even make sense. We were telling people that they were going to go to a quiz, and which, by the way, if you are not doing quiz ads on Facebook, they convert really well. You make an image and give them options. The one image that you have, you create a line, so it's an imaginary button, and that just the click-through rates on those and the conversion rates on those are amazing. So if you combine it with the quiz, it's really, really good. But we were running the quiz type of thing, and it's take this quiz, and then we were sending them to something like this, and it would still work. We just had the offer pre-dialed in. And we were people were where's the quiz? Where's the quiz? But they still bought, So yeah, there's not a whole lot to this to explain. I think that the biggest thing is the offer, and the psychology behind this is creating a sense of discovering something new. So we start with a little bit of intrigue, and we ran another one that was not based on intrigue, but it was sort of similar in a different vertical, where it was the story behind the founder of this product, and that was doing really, really well as well. The images, the images were better, to be honest. These images are okay. They're not very good actually, but it still worked. But the images are obviously pretty important. In that case, the one that was making millions. That one was all custom pictures, so that was helpful. But I wouldn't actually. You don't have to have custom pictures, obviously, depending on the product. But if I was going to do that for the flashlight, for example, I'd be able to grab a ton of pictures from all over the place and take videos and put GIFs and try different things. But it basically it like gives them the information in baby steps and walks them through an emotional progression that does not confuse them. There's like, okay, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do, and then you give them the offer for going through this, like, congratulations, here's your offer, and bye. Very simple. Yep.
Can you use quiz.com to set that up?
I'm sorry?
Can you use quiz.com to set up that series?
No, these are not quizzes.
Could you use it?
I mean, this is like, I don't know what what level of coding or whatever, but you can build this in ClickFunnels pretty easily. It's literally, this is the simplest type of page you can have. Like, it's just this border, the section, headline, image, button. That's it. It's no coding required almost, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, like, what I suggest is, again, what I mentioned before is, like, do not assume anything. Some of this stuff, like, blew my mind. I was like, whoa, like, how is this even working? There's no copy. Like, there's nothing. Like, I literally came up with one of them, and, like, I woke up and I'm like, typed it in like 2 minutes, sent it to the designer, had it done, and killed it. It was, like, insane. Yeah.
I'm just curious, how did you, like, come up with these ideas? Or just something you thought was funny, and then just, let's try it?
Yeah, no, this one was actually my friend's idea. Like, he was the one that was like, let's try something like that, and I built it out. So I can't take credit for this one because it's too far-fetched for me. But I mean, like, this is one of the smartest people that I know, actually. Like, he's a marketing genius, and he was the one that was like, let's try something like that. I don't know where he got it from, but yeah.
I got a question from a live streamer. What's the offer he's using for this thing? That was a question. What's the offer he's using?
These are my own offers. Like for this one was my own offer.
Okay.
Yeah, we're launching a coffee company. Just doing a lot of tests.
What vertical? What vertical?
Coffee.
Coffee. It's in the coffee vertical.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, not the biggest fan of actually selling physical products. There's just so much stuff to deal with. So I'm kind of, I mean, but I'm like the other two. I've already done pretty well with affiliate stuff, and this one I'm gonna launch it too. But I mean, my advice is don't knock it until you try it. They can be extremely, extremely powerful, and they can get you. They can get you in, like, they can make you like more compliant without. That was the whole thing. We wanted to be more compliant without, while being even more profitable or the same. So that's how these came about. Any questions regarding this? We tried all over the place. From New York, a company in New York. Yeah. Anything else? Or regarding, landing page creation process, not just about this, but in general. Yeah.
On the flashlight, the longer one, you had multiple links to, assumably, the checkout page, I assume.
Uh-huh.
Is that I get the not at the top, and there's a small one and a bigger one. I get that. As far as the overall number of them, is that something you also test as far as you have 5 overall links on the page, or 2 or 6?
No, we're not set on any specific amount. We just try to sprinkle them throughout. And then I think that I would actually, if I was to do this again, I would probably add more of this. That's how we do it now. We add more of this because it's worked so well. So we'll put a section. No, we'll add it in this section, for example, just to keep giving them that choice. But as far as links, we make all the images except for the top one. We don't always do a video, but if we're gonna do something here like an image, there's no link, and then we start putting in all the images linked, and yeah, like a few calls to action. You don't have to overdo it. A couple per section.